Welcome back to this week's episode with me, the Mindful Guy. Today on The Mindful Guy, we're going to discuss the concept of the marble and the glass. In many of our videos, we've pointed to the idea of living in the now. As easy as that may sound, actually being able to achieve this can be tricky, especially if you have low concentration due to your mental health. I refer to this practice as the marble and the glass. Now, imagine trying to balance a marble in the center of a sheet of glass while holding it. The idea behind this concept is that the marble represents the now. In my experience, this practice looks easy, but even with a steady hand, it can be almost impossible. The key for me is practice and discipline, which basically means intention and hard work. Before anyone decides this is too difficult to achieve, I'm here to tell you that it can be done, and more if you want. Most sufferers will give up trying to live in the now because it's easier to struggle with the familiar than the unfamiliar. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Living in the now means you have to be patient and have the willingness to try and learn new things. That's how you heal, but also grow through learning. What is often overlooked is once you master living in the now and make it part of your daily life, the chances of relapsing into depression is vastly reduced. So why is living in the now important? Well, to make it easy to understand, think of it as one of those hourglass sand timers. The top of the timer is the past. The bottom is the future. The middle is the now. Anxiety and depression are usually caused by thinking of the past and the future. As a sufferer, I used to think of the past, and that would create an emotion of anger, sadness, or loneliness. Depending on what I was thinking, I'd project it into the future, bringing feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. If you refer back to the hourglass timer, the only thing that's doing anything is the middle, and that is the action of now. This is true for our human psyche too. The past is there, and depending on whether you deal with it or not, it will more than likely appear in the future too. I realized I couldn't change the past, and I couldn't control the future. All I could do was to participate in the action of now. How can you stay in the now, or middle of the hourglass? My first suggestion is to educate yourself on your condition. The more you understand your mental illness, the clearer the picture of how to treat it will emerge. I can tell you what worked for me with regards to practices and techniques, as it depends on the sufferer's preferences, and we're all different. However, there are some universal ones that I can share to at least help you start. For me, meditation is a big one. When people think of meditation, they think of some spiritual guru sitting cross-legged on a rock humming to himself. No. The purpose of meditation is to quieten the mind by removing random thought patterns, or monkey brains as it's referred to. Just 5 minutes a day of silence will have a positive effect on your mood and emotions. Simply sitting in a quiet place and concentrating on your breathing is all you need. I will do an episode on the basics of meditation in an upcoming video. Journaling is also a good way, as it forces you to address every thought and emotion as and when they pop up. Putting them on paper plays two important roles. The first is obvious, as you get to see your thoughts on paper, giving you the perspective of an observer as you read them out loud. The second is it requires concentration on what you're writing, which takes you out of your monkey brains by bringing your thoughts under control. Doing things like drawing, painting, knitting, puzzles, renovating, or spending time in nature are also great ways to balance your marble. Find what works for you, because if you find something that works for you, the practice of balancing will become like second nature without actually trying. Let me know if this helps, and I'll see you again on the next episode of The Mindful Guy. If you like what you hear and you want to see more, click the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, or leave us a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you again on the next episode of the Mindful Guy.